Hey guys, Strong Star Studios back again. It's Alex.
It's me, Noah.
And Justin still can't find a way to answer his phone, so he's missing out on our very first PWG review, which is Failure to Communicate, which is a show from all the way back in October of last year. Sorry for being a little late. This mother effer can't watch shows fast enough.
It's tough to keep up. There's a lot of great wrestling going on.
There is, and I love it. But this one's not by Michael Elgin, by the way. Shout out to him. Anyway, let's start off the show with the first match on the card, which was Joey Ryan taking on Ryan Taylor. Pretty decent matchup. I don't think it was particularly bad or particularly good. It was just kind of there. Yeah.
I enjoyed it for what it was. It was a nice way to get the crowd going.
Mm-hmm.
Not really, nothing really sloppy.
No.
These guys worked well together. Just a nicely worked match.
Yeah. Ryan Taylor got some nice offense. It kind of showed me that guy isn't bigger. You know, I think he gets outshadowed because of Brian Cage and Chuck Taylor, who's teamed with a lot, so he kind of gets outshadowed a lot.
Okay.
But yeah, good match. What'd you give this match?
I wrote that down wrong. I got 2.5.
Okay, I went 2, so I didn't like it that much as you did. Next up, we had the match between Eddie Edwards taking on Michael Elgin. Michael Elgin wrestling 2 matches tonight. He's a workhorse, that's for sure. Mm-hmm. This match was just incredible. I mean, these guys work very, very well together. They've had matches before in ROH, I believe. Not a few matches, I think, haven't they?
I believe they've had it.
I think they only 1 or 2, but I thought they need to have another match because these guys are really good together. Just really awesome back and forth action. Crowd really got into it, and just very, very good match. No real complaints about it at all. Mm-hmm. And Michael Elgin just looked like a beast. Going
definitely. This was a really. I mean, for the second match on the card, I was just expecting, and going in, I knew Elgin had to have another match, which was the main event. So I was like, okay, this is the second match on the card. It'll just kind of be like a walkthrough. Mm-hmm. We'll get a taste of what Elgin can do, and of course, Edwards was going to shine a little bit. Yeah. But no, that was not the case. This match was great.
These guys are no slouches, man.
No, they went all out for.
Oh yeah,
for this one.
What'd you give this match?
I gave this one 3 3/4.
I went 3 3/4 as well. So really good match.
Very good match.
Next up, we had the team of BBoy and Famous Be. I think they called them Famous B-Boy or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, taking on the newly healed RockNES Monsters. This is a pretty fun match. I really like the RockNES Monsters working as heels. I think they're fun as heels.
Yeah, I think that the RockNES Monsters have really come into their own at this point.
I agree.
They've turned that corner. From really small guys, doing flashy and fun stuff, to being legitimate guys in PWG anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was a fun match.
They kind of remind me of almost like Fist from Chikara, where they're dastardly heels, and they do cheap stuff to get heat or whatever, but it works.
Exactly.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I believe this is the match that Famous B almost kills himself twice.
I don't remember.
Because he did this dive out of the ring and he lands on his head.
Yeah.
And then he does another one where he does a somersault and lands on his back.
Yeah.
Oh,
Famous B is pretty dangerous, man. He does some good stuff, but he's pretty fun.
Yeah. He's fun to watch. I would give him that.
Another real complaint I had about this match was it was kind of like it was just kind of out of nowhere. It was like a roll-up finish.
Yeah, it was a little questionable.
But whatever, What'd you give this match?
I gave this 3 stars.
I went 3 as well. And then we had another great match, actually probably the second match of the night, which was Sami Callihan taking on Davey Richards, which you knew right away these guys were going to have a great match, and they delivered big.
Yes, they did. Why didn't I write that down? Anyway, this was a great match, and these guys are, going in, you wanted to see 2 hard hitters have a hard hitting match, and they did not disappoint.
No, they hit hard.
Yes, they did.
And I actually like the story, Sami working the leg, Davey working the leg too, both of them setting up for their submissions.
Yes.
And some nice counter sequences, really nicely. They worked very well together.
Yes, they definitely did. The only thing about this match that I felt like it lacked was a sense of real importance.
I agree. Yeah, it did seem just kind of like a match. It didn't they didn't really hype it up as a. I don't think it was their first match together, but they didn't really have it as a big match, and it didn't have that importance. I agree. And also, the only part I thought the finish could have been a little better. I don't really think they built up that finish quite enough. When Davey just test, I'm like, wow, that's it. It didn't really have that drama.
Yeah,
especially because Davey tapping out's a big deal.
Yes, it is, especially for a guy who's so well versed in submissions. I mean, we know he's at least a blue belt in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, so I was hoping they built a little more drama, but that's a minor gripe for an otherwise great match. What'd you give this match?
I believe I gave this 4 stars.
I went 4 as well. Yeah. Okay. Next up, we had Roderick Strong, the gatekeeper of PWG, as he's called, taking on the debuting Rich Swann. This is a really good appearance for Rick Swann. I had my problems with it though. Mainly, Strong got his ass kicked, or not Strong. Swann got his ass kicked.
Yeah, I mean, when I saw this on paper, I was like, cool. I get to see Rich Swann versus Roddy, and 2 guys that are really good. But it felt more when you're watching the match like the veteran versus the rookie.
Yeah.
And I was, and it made sense because it was Swann's first match in PWG, so it all made sense. But to me, I was really looking for something more.
Yeah, and Roderick is well known for working very nicely with high flyers. So I was kind of like disappointed that this match didn't surpass my expectations. And also apparently Rich Swann tweaked his knee on a dive to the outside.
That's right.
So I think that might have held the match back a little bit, but it worked. They had some good spots, and Swann did his big standing 450, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And I think he impressed some people, but it just could have been a lot better. I think we'll love to see a rematch down the road.
Yep. Good debut, but nothing special.
Yeah. What'd you give this match?
I gave this 3 1/4.
I gave 3 1/4 as well.
Right.
All right, we're on agreement tonight.
Yes, we are.
Next up, we had Brian Cage taking on Willie Mack. This was this is the final match. This is the first match of their big feud. They've been building up for quite a while. These 2 guys kind of going at each other's throats. What do you think of this match?
I don't know. I felt like they worked really hard, and they did a lot, and I couldn't get into it for some reason. It just didn't grab me.
The thing about this match, I felt it felt like they were really holding back.
Something was missing for sure.
It was good. They did a lot of stuff. They did Willie Mack and Brian Cage both. They got some really just never seen before offense.
Definitely.
They're really good about just cranking out some crazy ass moves. But it did feel like they were holding back. I don't know if it's just because they didn't want to burn the crowd out or whatever. They wanted to save the crowd, or if they want to save for when they're going to have a feud again, which they still haven't really had any big matches again, which I'm really disappointed about. But it felt like these guys were holding back, and I think they went a little too long too, even.
Yeah, if I was there live, this is a match that I really would have enjoyed. I said, they worked really hard, they did a lot, but it just, I don't know, it never really sucked me in.
Okay. What'd you get this match?
This one I gave 3 stars.
I actually gave it a lot higher. I gave it 3.5. I enjoyed it, but it did not feel like a big feud match. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It didn't connect that well. Next up, we had the return of Kenny Omega, which is a big deal for PWG. I mean, he was a main staple out there.
Yeah.
And he was teaming up with El Generico, taking on the Young Bucks in the semi-main event. This was awesome.
This was so great. This was my match of the night.
This was mine too.
This was a great match. And the thing is that I love about guys like Omega and Generico, and even the Young Bucks, is that they have a way of mixing comedy into a wrestling match and making it not a comedy match, but just a great match.
Yeah, it's seamless almost.
That's perfect.
The Young Bucks are some of the best guys at working over a crowd. I mean, they are so good at it.
And yes, and it's funny because you look at these guys and you're like, oh, look at these, baby faces, but
No,
they're not. They're fantastic
yeah.
heels.
They're despicable. I love the air guitar thing they do it constantly.
That's so funny.
It's so.
They'll do it on anything, their shirts, anything that they find. So funny. And one part that was absolutely hilarious was the arm wrestling over the top.
Yeah.
Where he's
and the crowd was going crazy for it.
didn't he turn the hat backwards too?
I think I sort of oh shit, just got rid of something like that. It was a fantastic. Man. This was so much fun. This is just a match you sit down, you just pop on, and you just sit back and watch, and you just have fun.
Yes, exactly. Just a really fun, great wrestling match.
And this the last 10 minutes of this match were nuts, absolutely insane.
Yes, and I think the finish itself bumped it up a half a star or a quarter of a star. Just
oh my god,
sickening.
Yeah,
finish.
El Generico doing the Brain Buster, and Kenny Omega doing off the top rope. What is that move called?
It's the Kreutz Wrath.
Yeah, electric chair drop into a German suplex, which is
avalanche style off the top. Oh.
Which I watched. I'm how does he do that? I watched that move. I'm wondering how that's possible.
Right.
To not kill someone doing that move, but Kenny Omega He's fantastic. Only thing I don't think they have. Did he do the Hadouken during this match?
The Hadouken? I don't think he did.
Shame. Would have made it. Would have bumped up another quarter of a star.
Right.
What'd you give this match?
This match I gave 4 1/4. Definitely match of the night.
4 1/4 as well. Very, very great match. And next up we had the main event, which was a 3-way for the PWG World Title with Kevin Steen, the champion, taking on Ricochet and Michael Elgin. Now you like this match a lot more than me, so I'll let you talk about this match first.
I really, really enjoyed this match. I'm one of the people that feels like 3-way matches kind of hurt the dynamic of a match. A lot of times it hurts the flow.
Okay.
I didn't feel like it did that in this match. I felt like these guys all worked really well. It never felt like just one guy was waiting for his turn.
Yeah, I agree.
Which I think that happens so much in multi-man matches. Also, just little things like there was a time when Steen tried to hit a double clothesline and he knocked Ricochet down and Elgin didn't go down.
Yeah.
And like little things like that. So it was cool because Steen as the champion had one challenger, this big strong guy, and then this little guy that he was like, all right, whatever, I gotta deal with this.
Yeah.
And then, Ricochet came back later and like, no, you gotta deal with me too.
Yeah.
I love that dynamic. That was really.
They did have some great double team spots and various spots. Like I love like Elgin doing the stalling suplex, and I think it was Ricochet or Steen that kicked the leg out from under him.
Yeah.
Like that was really cool.
That was sweet.
Yeah, I do like the dynamic. They had a really nice dynamic. My only problem with this match is one, it felt really short. Like I think it was only like 12 minutes long or something like that. It felt really short. It flew by. And for whatever reason, I think the crowd was really burnt out from the match before, the tag team match. But the crowd was really kind of dead during part of this match. Like they really weren't into it, I thought, and at least not as much as they usually are for a main event for PWG. But that was just me. But I like this match too. I like the dynamic. I kind of like the idea that Ricochet was the aggressor. That was really interesting, because often you just be the high flyer, does his crazy spots, and that's it. But it was a nice dynamic again, and I love the finish. I thought the finish was something that looked painful.
Yeah, the finish was awesome, and I liked the very beginning when it was like. Ricochet was almost like, "Hey, I'm in here too.
Yeah.
I'm part of this match too."
Yeah, and I like the fact that he's the aggressor because like Ricochet, if you know him, he's kind of like a cocky guy in his matches. So it worked. What'd you get this match?
I actually gave this 4 stars. I really enjoyed it.
Okay, I'm moving a lot lower. I went with 3.5. Still a good match, but like I think it could have been a lot better. I felt like I was kind of disappointed watching it. But all right, what'd you get this show overall though?
This show I gave a 8.25. Very good.
Yeah,
very solid show.
8.25. Definitely a show that like a lot of people missed out on, but it's good. I mean, you got I'd probably say like 3 or 4 matches that are really worth going out of your way to see.
Definitely.
So,
I think that the thing that hurt this the most is just that PWG was putting on such phenomenal shows that at this time that it got overlooked.
Yeah, and this came out like right before Mystery Vortex, which was like a huge success and like blow away.
Now I could be wrong, but I thought I heard something like. They weren't able to get it out in time, so they came out it came out after Mystery Vortex or at the same time.
I think it came out. I think it came out like the same day, like that, like almost like a few days after Mystery Vortex. So like people are already talking about Mystery Vortex or something like that.
I think that's what really hurt it. So don't sleep on this show.
No, go out, definitely check this show out. And with PWG, like you always check out their shows. I've never seen a bad PWG show yet.
Well, not in the past few years.
No, exactly. For sure. Okay. And that'll wrap it up for us, guys. Thank you very much, and we'll be sure to keep up on the PWG in the future. But take care. Bye.